Welcome to the Hoenn region, a majestic land defined by the eternal struggle between expanding continents and vast oceans. Here, nature operates on a grand scale, where ancient ecosystems have remained undisturbed for thousands of years. We begin our journey in the northeast, where the dense canopy of the four-tree jungles creates a world of perpetual twilight. The air is heavy with moisture, carrying the scent of damp earth and the calls of creatures hidden within the emerald shadows. Among the moss-covered branches, a trico remains perfectly still, its specialized skin mimicking the texture of the leaves. This small predator is a marvel of evolution, possessing tiny hooked bristles on its feet that allow it to defy gravity. With eyes that move independently, it tracks the slightest vibration of a distant insect, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Nearby, a Grovyle leaps with startling agility, its leaf-like appendages slicing through the humid air like green scythes. It is a master of the vertical world, patrolling its territory with a fierce gaze that warns rivals of its superior speed. The forest floor below is a labyrinth of roots and ferns, where life teems in every square inch of the nutrient-rich soil. Suddenly, the silence is broken by a low, rhythmic thumping that vibrates through the very roots of the ancient trees. High above, massive tropius drift through the mist like living galleons, their broad, leaf-like wings catching the morning thermals. These gentle giants are the mobile orchards of the jungle, carrying a bounty of fruit that grows directly from their necks. They play a vital role in the ecosystem, dispersing seeds across the canopy and providing sustenance to smaller forest dwellers. A young slacketh hangs lazily from a sturdy branch, its slow metabolism allowing it to survive on a meager diet of leaves. It moves only when absolutely necessary, conserving energy in a world where predators are often faster than the human eye can track. In the dappled sunlight, a Kecleon vanishes completely, its presence betrayed only by the slight shimmer of its zigzag stripe. Nature here is a master of disguise, where every shadow could be a predator and every rustling leaf might be a hidden friend. The biodiversity of Hoenn is staggering, a testament to the region's unique climate and its isolation from the rest of the world. But even in this paradise, there is an underlying tension, a feeling that the land itself is beginning to grow restless. We move toward the coast, where the jungle meets the sea, and the environment shifts into a rugged, salt-sprayed wilderness. Here, winggull ride the updrafts of the cliffs, their keen eyes scanning the crystal-clear waters for the glint of a wishiwashi. The shoreline is a battleground of erosion, where the tides of the great ocean constantly test the strength of the land. As we travel further inland, the lush greenery begins to thin, giving way to the harsh, arid landscapes of the northern deserts. The transition is abrupt, as the moisture-rich clouds are trapped by the towering peaks of the central mountain range. In the shifting dunes, a trapinch waits patiently at the bottom of its sandy pit, a master of the ambush in this wasteland. Its powerful jaws are capable of crushing solid rock, making it a formidable hunter in an environment where food is scarce. Above the sandstorms, a flygon glides on transparent wings, creating a melodic sound that has earned it the name of the desert spirit. It is one of the few creatures capable of navigating the blinding dust, guided by specialized red covers that protect its eyes. But our true destination lies beyond the sands, toward the jagged, smoke-shrouded peaks of the massive NT chimney. The earth here begins to groan under the immense pressure of awakening tectonic forces deep within the planet's crust. The heat is staggering, radiating from the black volcanic rock and distorting the horizon with a constant, shimmering haze. Torkoal will huddle near the thermal vents, releasing plumes of thick, black soot to regulate their rising internal body temperature. They act as living bellows for the mountain, their rhythmic breathing echoing like the mechanical pulse of a great machine. Nearby, slugma slowly navigate the cooling lava flows, their bodies composed of molten magma that must never be allowed to cool. The atmosphere is suffocating, thick with the smell of sulfur and the static electricity of a gathering, unnatural storm. Gravity itself feels heavy near the summit, as if the planet is pulling everything toward its white-hot, subterranean heart. A sudden silence falls over the mountainside, a chilling stillness that signals the departure of all lesser life forms. The sky begins to take on an eerie, bruised crimson hue, as the sun is obscured by a rising wall of volcanic ash. Deep within the caldera, the magma begins to churn and boil, reacting to an ancient call that has not been heard in eons. This is not a mere eruption. It is the awakening of a primordial architect, a force that existed before the first forests grew. The ground shatters as a massive, armored claw pierces the surface, gripping the burning stone with unimaginable strength. Slowly, the continent Pokémon, Groudon, steps forth from the magma, its ancient hide glowing with the internal heat of the world. It stands as a monument of living stone, its body etched with glowing runes that pulse with the rhythm of the Earth's core. With every thunderous step, new land is forged, as the very presence of this titan evaporates the surrounding moisture. The air sizzles and cracks around it, the intense heat instantly turning the mountain's mist into pillars of white steam. Groudon raises its head and lets out a roar that shakes the foundations of the region, a sound that echoes across the ocean. It is a declaration of dominion, a signal that the age of the land has returned to reclaim what was lost to the sea. The surrounding ecosystem is instantly transformed, as rivers dry up and the lush borders of the jungle begin to wither. This is the raw, terrifying power of creation, a force that shaped the continents we walk upon millions of years ago. Groudon's influence extends far beyond the mountain, sending tremors through the tectonic plates that lie beneath the seafloor. The balance of Hoenn has been shattered, replaced by a singular, overwhelming will to expand the world's terrestrial reaches. Lava flows like blood from the mountain's peak, hardening into new earth as it meets the resistance of the cooling air. In the face of such magnitude, the complex lives of the Trico and the Tropius seem like fleeting whispers in a storm. The Titan moves with a deliberate, unstoppable pace, indifferent to the chaos its awakening has unleashed upon the world. But the expansion of the land does not go unnoticed, for every action in this region invites an equal and opposite reaction. Far below the surface of the great ocean, in the lightless depths of the abyss, another ancient power begins to stir. The awakening of the land has disturbed the guardian of the sea, setting the stage for a conflict of cataclysmic proportions. For now, Groudon stands supreme, a king of ash and fire surveying a world that is once again becoming a molten forge. The heat is so intense that the sky itself seems to burn, turning the horizon into a canvas of gold and deep violet. As the sun sets over this transformed landscape, the shadow of the Titan stretches across the scorched earth like a dark omen. We are witnessing a moment of planetary rebirth, a violent reminder of the forces that govern the natural world. The jungle may be ancient, but the power rising from the volcano is older than time itself and far more unpredictable. As we conclude our observation, the air remains thick with the smell of ozone and the heavy weight of an impending storm. The story of Hoenn is written in the stone of its mountains and the salt of its waves, a tale of two eternal rivals. Groudon has claimed its throne, but the tides are already beginning to turn, drawn by a cold and vengeful moon. What happens when the sea finally rises to answer the challenge of the land is a story for another time. For now, we leave the continent Pokémon to its work, as it continues to sculpt the world in its own formidable image. The cycle of destruction and creation continues, an endless dance that defines the beauty and terror of life in the wild.